Good evening, everyone, my fellow crafters. It's Erica here from Me to You Paper Crafts, and I am coming to you live this Thursday night. And tonight I have another Case the Catty. We are going to be casing from page 56 in our January to April mini catalog. I'm still really enjoying the products in here. There goes my cuckoo clock telling me that it is 8 o'clock, ready to go live. So I was a little ahead of myself for a change. Yeah, so we're going to be using, I was really attracted to this, even though tonight we're not making a frame for the wall, but I really I love the colors in here, and I love the idea of a framed project. So you can make these frames out of paper, and they're really amazingly easy to make, or you can go down to your dollar store and get yourself a frame and then create this beautiful picture. Makes a nice gift for someone. But these are all leaves, and with two flowers, a little daisy that's presented in two different formats. I'll show you here. So you've got this stick daisy here, and then you've got this little daisy over here. Now, what you're seeing here, these are not separate stamps. These ones in the dark gray. These are the reverse of this stamp. So really in this set, you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps. And when you reverse the stamp, you get these images, and they're considered shadows. So this is a reversible stamp set. We've had these stamp sets in the past, and so they brought this one out here today. So tonight I decided it's a fairly simple stamping, simple supply, simple stamping, and I thought that we would make 2 cards tonight. So I'm going to turn my camera down so you can see what I'm going to be making. So let me just pull up my other camera. Here we go. All right, so we're going to be making this one, of course, since I've already chatted up about this one. And then we're going to make this one as well. This is a really sweet looking card. Okay, very, very, very simple to make. Okay, so let's get started with that. I'll give you some, there's not very many card measurements at all. It's really fairly simple. So the first thing to reproduce this framed picture as a card, this is our, one of our new in colors. Not so new anymore. It's been around, well, it'll be almost a year. This is our peach pie cardstock, okay? And then I cut a simple piece of basic white cardstock. This measures 3 3/4 by 5, okay? So that you get this framed look around it. If you wanted to go smaller, you could go smaller. So you could go 3.5 by 4 3/4 if you wanted to. But I think this will work. Okay, now the first thing I noticed in the picture is that I've stamped this daisy, and we're using quite a few colors on this card. We're using peach pie, we're using calypso coral, we're using lemon lime twist, lost lagoon, and old olive. Hi, Christine. Nice to see you. So we're using quite a few colors tonight. They all seem to go together. So the daisy was actually stamped using calypso coral. So I'm pretty well finished with that color right now. And I need to fussy cut this little daisy out. So let's grab my paper snips and cut this out. So I'm just going to leave a tiny bit of a border. So yeah, it would have been nice to have dies with this set, but sadly Stampin' Up, they don't make dies for every stamp set. They have to, I don't know how they decide which stamp set gets a set of coordinating dies, but somebody has to make those decisions, I guess. So I'm just going to cut this. And notice when I'm cutting, I'm actually turning my cardstock rather than turning my scissors. You get a better cut that way. Okay. Especially when you want to go around a corner. turn the cardstock. I should probably lift my camera up a little bit higher. I think I'm a bit too close. But this way you can see the cutting action. All right, so turn the cardstock, go around the corner. Turn the cardstock, go around a corner. Turn the cardstock, go around a corner. If you find you've got too much white space, you can always go back and just trim it a little bit. And then when I get to the end, I'll just go around the corner. Okay, so there we have our little daisy. Yeah, I need to pull up my camera a little bit more. Okay, I think we're a little crooked. I think I'm going to come up a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, all right. So let's get rid of this scrap here. All right, so I'm going to set that little daisy aside. If you wanted to color inside, you can, but I guess it's basically a white daisy. All right, now we're going to start doing some stamping. All right, so I'm going to take this, set my card base aside. I like to put my silicone sheet on, although I do have my glass mat underneath it. All right, so the first thing looks like we're going to stamp the reverse of this stamp. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off since I used the Calypso Coral on there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this off my block. I'm going to turn it upside down now. So the normal side is now down on the block. And so this is all, this has no, what's the word I'm looking for? No indentations, there's no, it's just a blank plain surface. So I'm going to throw this into my peach pie. And I'm going to put this on a little bit of an angle like that. Like that, okay? And that's what you get, okay? It's just like the shadow. So I'm going to clean that off. And we're pretty well done with that stamp. Okay, the next stamp I'm going to do is I'm going to do this green. So I'm going to stamp the shadows first. So there's two shadows on here. There is this one, the daisy, and then the other shadow is in Lemon Lime Twist, and it's this leaf here. So again, I'm going to reverse this to the other side. Okay, and I'm going to pick up my green and I'm going to stamp this kind of like this. Look at that beautiful lemon lime twist. I love it. It reminds me of the peridot stone. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off now, and I'm going to reverse it the other way because I'm going to be stamping this in two other colors. I'm going to stamp this in, so let's cover this one up. Okay, now I'm going to stamp it in Lost Lagoon and Old Olive. Look at these interesting colors. So this one I'm going to stamp I'm going to bring it up a bit higher. Okay, this stamp looks like it needs conditioning. the ink is bubbling up a little bit. So I've talked about this before, where I just grab some scrap paper and I will ink up the stamp, and I'll just kind of rub it on the paper. And I'll ink it up again and rub it on the paper, just to get rid of any stickiness that might be on the stamp. You have to do this more with these photopolymer stamps than with the red rubber stamps. Okay, so I'm realizing this should have been a lot higher, but I'm going to go higher with this one. See, it's still bubbling. So I'm going to tell you another trick. You don't want the ink to be bubbling on the stamp. So what I'm going to do now is, this is the other way to do it, is you take your Versamark ink, and Versamark will not hurt your other ink pads. So what you do is you cover this up with Versamark. Okay, then I'm going to pick up the Lost Lagoon, and then I'm going to stamp. See, there's no bubbling. Now, they say once you've used the Versamark on your stamp, you don't have to keep doing the Versamark. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, I think my friend Carol has joined. Hello, you are camping and service is buffering in and out. You'll have to catch up later. Yep, that's fine, Carol. Where are you camping? If you're still there. All right, so that's the other tip for conditioning your stamps, is using your Versamark ink. All right, we're done with Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to do the same stamp. This time I'm going to do it in Old Olive. Okay, so I've cleaned off the Lost Lagoon. And let's do Old Olive now. See, when I look at the stamp, it's not bubbling. Wow, look at that. That's quite something. Okay, so that's all the stamping for this card. Now, the stamp set is, I think I showed it to you in the catalog, but this is it, Natural Botanicals, it's called. And then I'm also using Beautiful Butterflies just to get this sweet little hello on here. So I've already got it mounted, and it looks like it's done in black. And I need another scrap piece of paper. And I'm going to use, sorry, where'd they go? I have a, here we go. I thought I would use one of these little flagged, these are called the Nested Essentials dies. I just love these dies. Excuse me, Nested Essentials. So I think it will fit on the second size from the middle. This one's really tiny. So I'm going to see if I can fit it up in here and do my hello, and then we'll cut this out. There is my hello. Just clean that off. Okay, and I will go to my machine and cut it. Now, they've got the flag going the opposite way. So I'm going to turn the flag this way. Okay. All right, so here it is. These dies have lovely stitching around. I hope stitching, oh, where am I picking up this ink from? I had some on my finger. Let me just grab a baby wipe. Crafting advice, always have a pack of baby wipes at your desk. Because ink can have a tendency to appear out of nowhere on things you don't want it on. Okay. So this is going to go on the card, and I'm going to put this on a dimensional, or a couple of dimensionals. I'll put one there and one towards the other end. And before I put that on my card, I have to adhere this to the card base. So here's our card base. So what do you think of this look with the shadows in the background? What do you think of the colors? Yeah, so let's grab. See if we can get this on here fairly straight. There we go. Okay, now this I'm going to glue the stem down, but actually this hello might overlap it a little bit. Let's see. Okay, but as usual, I like to pop up part of the flower. So I'm going to pop the head up just to give it some more dimension. And then I'm going to get my glue. And I'll just put a little bit of glue on the stem. Okay, so this is going to kind of go near the shadow, right about there. So I'll just hold down that for a second, and then we're going to put on our hello. Right about there. And there's your card. This would be a great, it's a fairly quick card once you get your colors going. And say you had a whole bunch of thank you cards to send out, or birthday cards even, or whatever. You could have an assembly line of all your white cardstock and then stamp, stamp this shadow, 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 then stamp this one, and then, just do an assembly line, and it would go fairly quickly. Okay, so there is your card, and I'll, of course, decorate the inside. And you've got that other little daisy that you could coordinate with this for the inside and the envelope as well. Okay, now there are some other leaves in this stamp set, which we're not using tonight on either of the cards, but there's these two leaves here, and then there's this one single leaf. So these two go together. So you could add some leaves around the daisy, and then you've got this other leaf here. So lots of possibilities, but I think that turned out pretty good. Now I'm missing one thing. I am bringing out, I haven't even used these yet, and I'm so excited. I always buy the bugs. If Stampin' Up! Comes out with bugs, like, we've had ladybugs, we've had dragonflies, we've had, I don't think we ever had ants, but we've had a variety of different bugs. And these are, we've had butterflies, and these are the tiny bee trinkets. Look how adorable these are. Okay. Now with these, you have to use, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use glue dots. I think glue would take too long to dry. So I'm just going to grab my tiny glue dots. Here they are. These are collections of extra glue dots that come in paper pumpkin kits. And I did paper pumpkin for quite a number of years. I've taken a bit of a break now. But I've got tons of glue dots. So I haven't had to buy them from the catalog in a long time. All right, so we've got a couple of, so I'm just going to stick these where they are. We've got a few in here. These little bees must really enjoy. Okay, this is where your pokey tool comes in handy because you can just poke and lift. Poke and lift, poke and lift, okay? And then you use the other end. This is our take your pick tool. You use the other end and you can pick up your little bees. Did they put them all in the right direction? I think so. So there's one there. And then we've got, I think they should be flying in different directions. Got one going here. And then I've got one here. Oh my gosh, those are so sweet. Or you could use the dragonflies. We've got these really great, no, not dragonflies, sorry. Yeah, we do, no, hang on. What am I talking about here? We've got these, bear with me. We've got these cute little brass butterflies. And I don't know, they're still available. I know that for sure. We also had, I don't know if we still have them. I think we might. We also had these gold little swallows and little dragonflies. So these are just perfect for all of your floral cards. You've got a nice selection of little bugs to play with. All right, so that's the first card. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I think it's really pretty. So fun to take the image from the catalog and bring it to life, right? All right, that's the first card. Okay, now the next card, I'm going to swap out some ink pads here. So on this next card, I'm actually going to be using our Stylish Shapes dies. I'm going to be using a circle. And I'm going to be using Link Together for this stamp called Enjoy. Now this one I didn't yet put on a block. So let's do that. I am loving this stamp set, by the way. Okay, this is Enjoy. And this is on a larger block, I think. Let's see. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, Enjoy. Now, do we have any, no, we have different embellishments on this other card. So let me just cover these up. Okay. So I need the card base I'm using for this one is Lost Lagoon, and we're going to be stamping directly on the card base. This does not have a layer on top. Okay, so we're going to stamp. Now here, if you look in the picture, we've got the same stamp we used before. We're doing the shadow and we're doing the actual leafy image. And we're doing it all in the Lost Lagoon. So it's tone on tone. When you do tone on tone, if you do tone on tone for the whole card, we call those monochromatic cards. Okay, now I'm going to be going off the paper. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper. I can still use this one. I'll get rid of my mat and get rid of these. Okay, I'll turn this way. All right, so what we're stamping is tone on tone. So I'm going to grab this stamp, And I think I'll do the shadow bits first. So I'm going to reverse, just make sure this is clean. I'm going to reverse this stamp. So we have the flat bit on here. Okay. Now you can choose to stamp off. I might do that. It's quite dark. So I might do one and then I'm going to stamp off. So I've got one coming up here. And I'm going to stamp off here. Okay, so you get a dark bit and you get a lighter bit. And then I've got this is going to be covered with a circle in here, but I need a bit sticking out the top. And I think I'm going to stamp this one off here, just touch it a little bit, and then do one kind of up here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to clean the back, and I'm going to flip it over. All right, so now I'm doing I'm going to do one right up here, one off the top of the page, and then I've got, I'm going to stamp off this one just to see. I'm going to do one down here. And that's basically it. It's mostly in this kind of bottom left-hand corner. All right. Carolyn, oh, you like to watch curling? Did you used to curl? I tried curling. I belonged to a league for 1 year. I didn't like being cold. All right, now we're going to work on our circle. But it's nice to see you. I'm glad you've taken your eyes off curling to watch me. I think I'm much more fun to watch, don't you think? Okay, so I've got this plain piece of card here. And let's decide which size circle we're going to use. I think we can get away with the biggest one. Or the next one down. No, I think the big one. Let's do the biggest one. All right. So I'm going to stamp the word enjoy. And this, I believe, is stamped in, believe it or not, crumb cake was another color. So these are the other three colors for this card. I've got lemon lolly, crushed curry and lemon lolly. This is going to do the daisy. And then I've got crumb cake for the greeting. Now, you could do this in gold. I think this would look really nice in gold. So we're going to do that like that. Enjoy. See my, as long as your ink pads are inked well, you should get a good crumb cake color. Because sometimes it can be a bit pale if you haven't inked your pad in a while. Okay, now we're going to do, okay, so this is going to be fun for the daisy. So you've seen this kind of stamping before where you have two stamps to create one stamped image. So you'll have an outline and then you'll have a fill image, right? So the outline will be the darker color and the fill will be the lighter color, but we only have the one stamp. So what we do with this one is this is going to be the outline. So I'm going to do the outline in the crushed curry. And this is going to go down here. So there's my outline. And now I'm going to turn it over and get my fill. So that's kind of cool. And the fill is going to be the lemon lolly. Okay, I should have watched the orientation, but I think we're good. Oh, it's just flat anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's no. So I'm just going to fill it. Look at that. See? Very, very cool. I could have stamped off, maybe made it a little bit lighter, but that's totally your preference, what you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to cut this out now. Oh, I need the leaves. So we're actually cutting off a bit of this here. So that's perfect. So let's do the leaves. So I'm going to do the leaves in, looks like they've done it in Lemon Lime Twist. And now the leaf is the same thing. You've got your outline image, and then I'm going to reverse it and do the fill. So let's do the outline. So I'm going to go off the paper a little bit here. And then I'm going to do another one up here. And I'm going to do another one on this side. Okay, clean it off and turn it around. Now I'm definitely going to stamp off the green. Okay, stamp off and do the shadow. Stamp off and do the fill. Stamp off and do the fill. Okay, there you go. All right, now we can cut this out. I think that's really pretty. All right, now I had no instructions. We don't get instructions on how to make the cards from the catalog. We get a listing of the products used and colors, etc., but not. Now, I noticed that they've got some baker's twine around here. And if I look really carefully now, I think there is a panel on here. So if you want to wrap twine around, it is advisable to do a panel and then glue it to the card base. So it's too late for me, so I can't do that now. But what I could do is I could just tie a bow, or I could do something else. Now I'm going to bring in, this is a new product that is in our catalog, and this is called our gold. Well, it's gold, but it's a mesh. What do they call it? Open weave trim. Okay, so what I might do is take this. Oh, look, there's an end. Oh, there's more in here. More plastic. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this has got a bit of tape on here, so I'm just going to cut that off. Okay. So here's my circle. So I just want to see what this is going to look like. I could put a little bit of mesh running behind this on an angle maybe. to follow the line of the stamping on there. And I might actually double it up. Yes, I like that. I like it. I like it. That reminds me of somebody said something like that in a movie. Okay, let me get my big scissors. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. But I want that to go on an angle, and I want my greeting to be straight. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on here, and then that will stick down that mesh. I'll put a few on here. It should stick down that mesh. We had the silver mesh came out. I don't remember which catalog it was, but we had this silver mesh, which was cool too. I think I still have some. I recently went through all of my ribbons and sorted out what's current and what's retired. I'm still using all my retired ribbons because we have, you know, every catalog doesn't give you every color, so you're going to want to pull out some of your colors from past years. Okay, so I'm going to stick this on here like that, and then I'm going to stick this on top. There. Okay, now they have some embellishments on here. I don't really like what they did, personally. They've got these white, and I didn't even order these. They're white pearls. They're a different kind of a pearl. Not crazy about that. So you know what? I'm going to pull in those gold butterflies and put gold butterflies on here instead. No, I just had them here. What did I do with them? I didn't leave them out, did I? No, here they are. Now these do have adhesives on the back. Adhesive on the back. So you don't have to oh my goodness, how are these in here? Oh, there we go. Okay, so again, I can pick these up with my, take your pick tool. And I've got one little one left, so I'll use the little one. I'll stick it, whoops, where'd it go? There we go. All right, there's the three little butterflies. And let me move this all the way around and bring in the other card. Where did I put it? I kind of need an assistant sitting next to me to keep track of all my stuff. But I don't have that luxury. All right, there's your two cards from tonight. So, Carol Lynn, yes, you I was going to say golfed. You curled for many years. Good for you. All right. Thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. Let me bring me back. Thanks again for watching. Oh, I've got two pairs of glasses on. It's in case I lose one, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for another Case the Catty. And I will be back on Monday for another template card. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we're going to still get some sunny weather. So enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy. Bye for now.